All right, I'm joined today by Joe Wicks. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Adam. Thanks for having me, mate.
No problem. Pleasure to have you. Now, many people will obviously know you as the body coach and as the nation's PE teacher, but you're also a podcast host, right?
Yeah, very recently. It's a kind of a whole new thing for me. It's really out of my comfort zone as well. I started with a season last year. It's a BBC Sounds produced podcast called the Joe Wicks Podcast. Quite a simple name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so amazed by some of the guests I managed to get. You know, you always reach out to your friends and your kind of dream guests to start off with. And, you know, I had people like Louis Theroux and Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver. I mean, it was an amazing podcast. And I was really nervous about doing it because I'm not a natural interviewer. And I'm very self-conscious and I'm very critical of everything I do. But I ended up getting Podcast of the Year award from Apple. So I must have done something right.
Yeah, you must have done. Amazing. So for anybody who hasn't heard it, the format is basically a straight interview, right? You just chat for an hour or so with somebody who you're interested in about anything you want to chat about.
Yeah, it's usually around, I have a guest on, one guest, me and that guest talking about their career, their life, what they've been up to, what they've achieved, because they're people that have done amazing things in their fields. And then we talk about, how they deal with stress or anxiety or, when they're feeling low. It's really about inspiration and finding out what each guest does. So I asked them, what's the one thing you do to stay fit or healthy, both physically and mentally? So everyone's got a different thing. Mark Cavendish, the cyclist, he likes building Lego. So when he's on tour, on the Tour de France, he'll take Lego. So it's things that giving you ideas around what you can do to be mindful or to be active. Some people love playing music or doing art. So it's really nice to find out a bit more about the guest and what's their one thing.
Okay, amazing. And when it comes to guests, I mean, I usually ask you or guests on this to pick out sort of favourite episodes, but you've listed quite a few there. So, I mean, looking ahead to the second series that we've got coming out very soon, who have you got lined up for that? Can you tell us a few of the guests you've got coming on?
Yeah, I mean, in the first series, one of the most emotional ones to me, what really moved me was speaking to Jo Malone, who's a wonderful woman, and she's really emotional talking about her experience, with cancer and sort of coming back and fighting back from that. So, there's certain episodes that I actually really felt quite emotional because some people really opened up, and I think because I'm quite, I'm just speaking from my heart, and I'm just kind of asking questions they might not have heard before. I kind of think people relax into it a little bit and they start talking a little bit more. So that was really wonderful. But this series, I mean, honestly, I thought, where can I go from Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver, Louis Theroux, all these big names that I got to speak to, Mark Cavendish, an amazing cyclist. So this year we thought, let's set our sights even higher. Let's set some big targets. And we managed to get Sir Tom Jones, which is the first one I've done face to face. So I went up Friday last week into London, and I'm a proper fan. I've recently become a proper super fan of all Tom Jones's old videos online when he's singing like Stevie Wonder and stuff. So I thought, what a legend. So I did that. I did Tom Jones, Mo Farah, who's a good friend of mine, Dermot Kennedy, amazing musician from Ireland, who's crushing it at the moment. Charlie Mackesy, the author of The Boy, the Fox, the Horse and the Mole, which is, I hope I've got the title wrong in that.
I know what you mean.
And then Melinda Gates. I mean, Bill Gates' wife, Melinda Gates, from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, actually found time to speak to me. And then another amazing one I spoke to was a lady called Myrna Valerio, who's an ultra runner from the US, and she's super inspiring. So each guest has been amazing so far.
Wow, mad. Okay, cool. So obviously, I mean, your first series that all came out during, we're still sort of in the pandemic, but we're slowly creeping out of lockdowns and things like that. Everyone knows that you're a really busy man. Is the podcast something that you're sort of looking to keep doing? I'm sure it was something that the opportunity came to you during the lockdown. You thought, I can do this. I can jump on Zoom and have some chats. But now we're going to be out and about again. Are you looking to get out, do some more face-to-face with people like Tom Jones and keep the podcast going for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was really an experiment to see how I would do on audio and how people would receive it. But, we've had so many people listen to that first series, and yeah, I'm just taking it one series at sorry, it beeped them. I'm just taking it one series at a time, really. It's about getting 12 really good guests who are really kind of people. I really want to speak to people I'm genuinely inspired by, genuinely kind of respect in whatever it is they do. So yeah, at the moment, it's wonderful. We're doing it at BBC Sounds, because they help produce it, they help, they edit it, they upload it, do all that kind of work. I think if it wasn't for them, I might never have done it. So the fact that I've got an amazing team who really, come up with a background document and some questions for me to come up with, it really helps me in the process because I am super busy. So yeah, we're going to go with season 2, see how that goes, and who knows what the future holds.
Yeah, maybe pick up another couple of awards. It's easy, this podcasting like, isn't it?
I really do like meeting people face to face. So if I could go back and do all the episodes and sit in a room with someone, I obviously would have. But yeah, hopefully moving forward, we can start doing them more, in people's homes or studios, back face to face.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, the mix is good, isn't it? Because I'm guessing Melinda is based over in the States, so that kind of thing might be a lot harder to arrange for her to get on a plane to pop over for a podcast or something. But I guess when you're doing it on Zoom, sky's the limit. Literally anybody who's got an internet connection can have a conversation at the moment.
Yeah, and this time around, we've actually recorded the audio and the video. So we're doing the, obviously, podcast on BBC Sounds and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And then we're doing a video version for... And we're also doing a video version for BBC iPlayer. So it's the first time you're going to see the visuals as well, which is good. We're going to test it, see how it goes. We're not sure, how well it will do, but I think it's great that people can have the option of hearing it just on audio, or if they want to watch the conversation too.
Perfect. Brilliant. Cool. All right, Joe. Well, that sounds fantastic. Very much looking forward to the second series. And I'm sure a load of our listeners will be tuning into some of those back catalogue episodes as well. So thanks very much for coming on.
Nice one. Thanks, dude. Hope you enjoy it.